What up, it's Timmons here. Now, here's my opening slash streaming segment where I talk about the films that are coming out this week, whether it be in theaters, streaming, etc. Alright, the films that are set for release this week, we got Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Raised by a Christian mother and a Jewish father, an adolescent girl starts to ask questions about religion and faith. And I gotta say, this actually looks pretty interesting. Of course I never really read the Judy Blue book, so there's that. This of course this is from the same director of Edge of 17, so that definitely piques my interest. And of course you got the girl from the Ant Man movies is also in this as well. So I don't know. Hopefully, this could be really good. You got like Betty Sapp also in this, Rachel McAdams, Captain Bates. So I'm definitely excited for this when it premieres. Anyway, also out, we got Big George Foreman, which I'm not gonna even say the full title. Like it has a really big title. I'm just gonna call it Big George Foreman. Anyway, the film is about former Olympic gold medalist to world heavyweight champion boxer George Foreman, who leads a remarkable life. He finds his faith, retires, and becomes a preacher. When financial hardship hits his family and church, George steps back in the ring and regains the championship at age 45, becoming the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history. Now the preview for this looks really decent. It is from the same director of it is from George Tillman Jr., who gave us stuff like Notorious. He also did The Longest Ride and Mr. Pete, and he's done some really cool moves as well. And this looks like really intriguing. You got Forrest Whitaker's also in this, so hopefully it can be really good. All right, we also got a movie called Polite Society, where a martial artist in training believes she must save her older sister from her impending marriage. After enlisting the help of her friends, she tries to pull off the most ambitious of all wedding heists in the name of independence and sisterhood. And the preview for this looks pretty fun. It is a Indian cast, so that's really cool. Looks really fun, looks entertaining. The humor looks great, so I'm hoping this is really cool. Anyway, we also got a movie called Sisu, which definitely has a bit of a John Wick vibe. During the last days of World War II, a solitary prospector crosses paths with Nazis in a scorched earth retreat in northern Finland. When the soldiers decide to steal his gold, they quickly discover they just tangled with no ordinary miner. So that sounds awesome right there. Uh, from this looks of it, it definitely has a bit of a John Wick set in World War II vibe here. So it looks really violent. So I'm really excited for this one when it premieres. All right, now stuff we got coming to streaming. We got Peter Pan and Wendy coming to Disney Plus, which is of course David Lowery's live action Peter Pan adaptation. Where Wendy Darling, a young girl looking to avoid boarding school, meets Peter Pan, a boy who refuses to grow up. Wendy, her brothers, and Tinkerbell travel with Peter to the magical world of Neverland, where she encounters an evil pirate named Captain Hook. Now, of course, here you got you while playing Captain Hook. Yaha Shaheen is in this. It looks really fantastic. Looks the fantastic fantasy world looks really cool. So hopefully this will be decent here. All right. Also out on Hulu, we got a movie called Clock. The film tells the story of a woman who enrolls in a clinical trial to try and fix her seemingly broken biological clock after friends, family, and society pressure her to have children. Now, this does star Diana Agron, who you might remember from Glee fame. And the trailer for this looks pretty creepy. Nice to see Diana Agron and more stuff here, so hopefully it could be something really good to watch. All right, also out, we got a movie called The Black Demon, which is a shark film starring Josh Lucas. Oilman Paul Sturgis's idyllic family vacation turns into a living nightmare when they encounter a gigantic megalodon shark that will stop at nothing to protect its territory. Shredded and under constant attack, Paul and his family must somehow find a way to get back to shore alive before it strikes again. Of course, we do got the Meg 2 coming out, so I guess until then, we got this to look forward to. We also got that Tommy Wiseau shark movie coming, so cool year for shark films here. But this actually looks pretty fun. I mean, it is an R-rated shark movie, so unlike Meg, this is actually rated R. So that's I don't know how violent it is, but that's really cool. Of course, Josh Lucas coming off of Yellowstone is in this, so it could be interesting to check out. All right, we also got a movie called Snag, which is what this film is about. An Australian lone wolf's quiet existence is shattered when he learns that the woman he once loved and thought was dead is alive and held captive by ruthless gangsters. Now, to take on this dangerous criminal organization, he must seek out allies and storm into the world of violence to rescue the love of his life in this gritty, modern day violent fairy tale. Could be interesting right there. I mean, I do love a good action movie here, so could be interesting. All right, we also got a movie called, I kid you not, this is the actual title, called The End of Sex. Emma and Josh are excited to have some alone time while their twin daughters are away at camp. Unfortunately for them, their romantic week becomes a series of sexual adventures to realize their relationship. Now, this does star Schitt's Creek star Emily Hampshire. I mean, I saw the trailer for this. This doesn't look all that great. I mean, nice to see Emily branching out after Schitt's Creek, but yeah, I did not really. This did not really do much for me. All right. Oh, we also got a horror movie called Kill Her Goats, which stars Kane Hodder from Hatchet fame and Hatchet co-star Danielle Harris. Audra's graduation gift is her dream house, but her homecoming party becomes a living nightmare when unfired guesses aren't very subtle about the fact that they don't approve of her home's new owner. And so here you, of course, Kane Hodder, you might know as he played Jason Voorhees in some of the Friday the 13th movies, Victor Crowley in the Hatchet movies. So you got Kane Hodder in this. That piques my interest. Looks pretty gory, so sign me up with this one. All right. Other stuff out this week, we got Exhibit number 8, where when Boston born Aisha and cameraman Elias team up to shoot a documentary on the mysterious disappearance of Aisha's brother, they cross paths with another film crew who are creating an even more sinister narrative. So that sounds intriguing right there. So could be interesting. All right, we also got something called Invitation to a Murder. Our exclusive billionaire invites six seemingly random strangers to his island estate to the south of England. Inspiring detective Miranda Green finds a mysterious invitation to alluring to pass up. When another guest turns up dead, Miranda must get to the bottom of the malicious plot behind the gathering. Now, I'm definitely getting a bit of Agatha Christie vibe here. Definitely sounds like her, like that film. And then there was none, so definitely has a bit of that feel to this. You have Misha Barton, Bianca A. Santos, so could be cool, I guess. All right, we also got something called Nuclear Now, where like as the narrator of the movie, this is actually directed by Oliver Stone, who's directed iconic movies like Platoon, Born on the Fourth of July. So Oliver Stone has done some really cool historical stuff like JFK. Anyway, as a narrator of the movie, Stone advocates nuclear power as a safe source of energy that can replace fossil fuels and thereby help to fight climate change. He predicts a doubling or quadrupling of the demand for electricity worldwide in the coming 30 years. In order to ensure sufficient backing with low carbon power, Stone suggests a mass production of nuclear power plants. Could be a trigger right there. I mean, Oliver Stone has not really done an actual narrative feature since probably 2016 Snowden, so I wonder if he's doing more like these type of historical, like these type of documentaries nowadays. But I don't know, it could be a treat to check out. All right. We also got something called Born to Fly, which is a Korean film. It tells the story of special operation team headed by elite pilots being ordered to test new fighter jets Test flight, after test flight, they continue to challenge the sky and limits themselves. So that could be interesting, I guess. All right. Now that's all the films coming. Now some of the shows we got premiering on Paramount Plus. We got Family Legacy, which is a new music series that looks back at the most celebrated moments of legendary artists, from P Diddy to NSYNC through the eyes of their kids, and it gives like fans a unique insight and fresh take on some of MTV's most celebrated fans and iconic artists. So that could be really interesting there. I mean, who does not love early MTV and stuff? So that'd be cool. We also got Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, which I could give two squats about. I'm sorry. Um, this is like Jedi younglings study the way of the Force, explore the galaxy, help citizens and creatures in need, and learn valuable skills needed to become Jedi along the way. So yeah, this looks just like Star Wars for preschool. So yeah. All right. We also got Working Moms season 7 comes to Netflix, which is like a Canadian series that even has Dan Aykroyd in it and all. I never seen the show, but I heard some okay stuff about it. Hey, season 7. I mean, not many shows even. I mean, not even many shows make it past like season 2. So pretty cool. All right. On Hulu, we got Saint X, where the series, which is told via multiple timelines, explores how a young woman's mysterious death during an idyllic Caribbean vacation creates a traumatic ripple effect that eventually pulls her surviving sisters into a dangerous pursuit of the truth. Now, this does star the girl from Walking Dead in it, Elisa Dependent Carey. She's also in this. It is based on a book, so could be interesting to check out. All right. Also out, we got Firefly season 2, the final season that is coming to Netflix. Of course, you got Catherine Heigl in that, so that could be cool. Sweet Tooth season 2, which I thought the first season was pretty good, so looking for interested in checking out the second season. The fantasy world for that looks really cool. All right. We also got Frog and Toad coming to Apple, which is based on the children's book of the same name, where Frog is a frog and Toad is a toad. They have a lot in common, but they also have are also very different. Frog and Toad are best friends who know that the true secret to friendship is not only enjoying the things you have in common, but embracing the things that make you different. Our differences are what makes us special, and Frog and Toad celebrate them and what makes them unique. Now, the voices includes Nat Faxon. You also have Kevin Michael Richards is in there. So, I mean, it's probably not for me, but could be good for the kids, I guess. All right. Oh, on HBO Max, we got Love and Death. The series is based on the true story of Wally, Texas housewife Kenny Montgomery, who was accused of the brutal axe murder of her friend Betty Gore in 1988. Now, of course, if this sounds familiar, it's because Hulu did a series that's pretty much about the same storyline, like the same true story, called Candy with Jessica Biel, which Candy was pretty good. So I'm interested to see how they're going to tackle this, like the same story here. They'll probably talk about different stuff, I'm guessing. But the cast members in this includes Elizabeth Olsen, Jesse Plemons, Patrick Fugit, Lily Rabe, Kurt Gilchrist, from Atypical fame, and Jessica Jones herself, Kristen Ritter. I guess the only time we ever get to see Scarlet Witch and Jessica Jones in the same thing together, but could be interesting to check out. Last but not least, we got the Russo brothers' new Prime Video show called Citadel, which stars Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Richard Madden. The show is described as an action-packed spy series with a compelling emotional center and an expensive and groundbreaking global event promising a mothership series and severe local language satellite series. It includes spin-offs set in Italian Alps, India, Spain, and Mexico. And definitely has a bit of a James Bond feel to this. Looks interesting, looks fun. Priyanka Chopra Jonas, I think, is really good. Like I've been a fan of her since Quantico, so hopefully this could be really cool. But that's pretty much all that we got coming out this week. Let me leave you guys. Which of these films or shows are you interested in? Are you interested? Are you there, Goddess Meet Margaret, Peter Pan and Wendy, Citadel, Love and Death, etc.? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Simon.